How long gone? The Lord's Day, Sunday. Them jeans. Thank you for joining me to podcast today.
Big day today, Chris. Big day. Why? Don't know yet, but I feel it in the air.
It feels big. When something feels big. I mean, is there a better feeling?
It reminds me of The Secret from 2006. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
Why is the day going to be big? Because the day is going to be big.
I totally
We're manifestation.
When people would write themselves like $10 million checks because they thought.
The best one was you do that, the $1 million check or like the $100 bill or whatever, and then you tape it to your ceiling above your bed. So the first thing you see when you wake up is the money.
This is kind of pre-grind.
Chasing to the bag.
This is pre-grind set too. The Secret was ahead of the influencers. So the Secret was ahead of the guys selling workout programs on Instagram.
I learned about it from W. David Marks's book Blank Space, available in stores now. Originally published November 26, 2006. So basically, 20 years ago now.
It was really a thing.
1 year.
People really believed it. And I've been meaning to ask you about this, because it happened a couple days ago, and I feel like this is tailor-made for How Long Gone, but there was a video of New York legend Jim Jones, Capo.
From the Diplomats crew.
New York legend Fabolous.
Oh.
And they were celebrating a birthday. And
Faboulous' 50th, if I recall.
Yes, Fabolous' 50th. I'm sure he was wearing the ugliest outfit known to man. I can't remember, but they're together. There's somebody else in the video. I don't remember who, but they said they basically, he won't blow out the candles on his cake because that's gay.
Right.
Is what they pause him. So he's fanning. What's gayer, blowing them out with your mouth or fanning them like a chef trying to cool off a dish?
So we've got, first of all, I just pulled it up. The cake itself
looks like a dick.
It does look like a dick. Is it like in the shape of a guitar or his signature or something? I don't know what it is, but Jim Jones is wearing an AC/DC t-shirt and Fabolous is wearing a Mercedes-Benz beanie. And, it feels like it's like first day out energy. You know what I mean?
Welcome home, Max.
Jim Jones. Yeah. So the question is, he's blowing it. He's waving his hand over the candles like he's trying to put out the fire with just the force of hand, because blowing on it is too gay for somebody like him. A guy who wears silk pink do-rags is worried about his sexuality. But the problem is it's not working. He's hitting it with his hand.
Yeah,
the candles aren't blowing off. So the funny part is, ironically, if you had like a diva, like one of those Chinese fans, you know what I mean?
Yes.
If you went to the drag brunch and then you just smack the boots down with one of those little hand fans, like how we got at Charlie's wedding, all of those candles would be deceased.
Done for, dead, on day backs. I found it to be one of the most, as much as I love Paul's culture and it makes me laugh every day how stupid it is. 50-year-old men.
Did you just say pause culture?
Pause culture. 50-year-old men not blowing out candles because they think it's gay is just too far for me. That's kind of, I didn't know there was a line, and this week, thanks to Jimmy and Fab, I have found the line.
Substack is not a culture. Pausing is my culture, and we've found the line.
It's a more interesting culture, I'll say. But yeah, I just thought it was something that was sort of blew my mind. And it did take the internet, certain corners of the internet by storm.
Rap House TV said Fabolous really didn't want to catch a pause violation by blowing out his birthday cake. Crying emoji while laughing, birthday cake emoji.
I gotta start carrying around. We should make some like NYPD style traffic tickets, but pause violations, and sort of hand them out in real life.
There's a time where it was funny to bring like the football yellow and red cards out, and then somebody would do a violation and you would smack that. I guess the card would have to be more of like the LGBTQ plus flag colors or something like that if you were to do some type of pause violation, right?
This is a nice idea, something nice and laminated, maybe the same thickness as sort of like a backstage pass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I could wear it around my neck and then just hold it up when a violation is caught. I could just and signal.
I think that's a good idea. People
have to
will
carry
be
my
like,
wallet.
it surprisingly does have a good weight to it. This card, we didn't cut corners over here.
Oh wow, Chris. Okay, Chris was serious about the paper stock on
Over
this.
there
He's
at Done
not,
to Death.
This is
Print
nice. This is nice.
Done
stuff.
to Mifflin is what your ass is doing, making all these damn cards.
Got him. Oh man, I've been seeing a lot of Office stuff lately because I think that the world, obviously one of the greatest
You
shows
mean the
of all
TV
time.
show,
It's-
not just general Office stuff? Okay.
Yeah, not but it seems like people are uncovering that Jim, aka John Krasinski, is in fact a dickhead. In the Ryan Reynolds sense, I think, where it's like this nice, like boy next door, like aw shucks hottie from our favorite TV show in real life is actually a complete asshole.
Right. Like, okay, so we're not talking about his character. We're talking about in real life. He's revealed himself to be not cool.
Yes, like very.
Whereas before, we didn't necessarily think he was cool, but we were letting him rock because of the art that he was giving us.
Exactly. That is exactly it. And I think there's rumors of a divorce as well, in the Krasinski household. So it's
Who
just
we married to?
Married to what's her name? She looked like Isla Fisher, but not her. The one that looks just like Isla Fisher.
He'll be fine. He'll land on his feet, but
Emily Blunt.
Really
Emily Blunt, who.
That's right.
Emily Blunt. Sorry, I how could I forget that? That's so disrespectful.
She a baddie?
She is a baddie. She's a baddie.
Yeah, so him and Sacha Baron Cohen will just be able to just go start trawling for 23-year-olds at Soho House.
Those motherfuckers are going to be at the Bird Streets Club and Casa Cipriani fucking hitting the Johnny Walker with the ladies. They're fine.
I saw Ollie G had a little thotty.
Oh, he had a thotty
last week.
I love when people, what do you expect him to do? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Of course, the thing that's changed since these guys were married is influencers happened. These guys have been married for so long. They didn't have access to a fucking corn-fed baddie from Iowa that just moved to LA and got her filler put in. They didn't have access.
These
to
motherfuckers got married when MySpace was popping.
Literally though, so they didn't have access. So Sacha Baron Cohen downloaded, he downloaded Instagram, fired up a burner, and was like, I didn't know it was like that. He didn't realize it was like, and Krasinski's gonna have the same thing.
He didn't know there were so many well-fit birds. But the question is, when you do that, when you are, however, those, Sacha Baron Cohen's 53 or something like that, who knows?
Yeah.
Does he, once he's done with the divorce, it's all said and done, he gets flamed, he gets his bounce back body, his Men's Fitness cover. Is he feel, because I guess the thing is, when you're that age and then, a very attractive 26-year-old woman,
They ain't even seen
presents
Borat.
herself-
They don't even know the joke. They don't even know. There's like, who's this rich guy? I like him.
This rich guy, he does all these funny voices. It's so random. Anyway, he has a Bugatti. But so put yourself in his shoes. Is he just opening up his phone and then these attractive 26-year-old women are presenting themselves to him? Or do you think he's firing up the Raya and he's putting on his hunting jacket and he's putting on his red dot no scope and his night vision goggles and he's going out there to catch him some birds? Or do you think he's just sitting on the couch watching Bill Maher, opens his shit up and he's like, oh damn, I mean, I'd be a fool, a young me would be upset if I didn't take this one down, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna say all of the above. Because I think
so much like our full service agency brigade talent, they're both receiving inbound and outbound inquiries.
Exactly. I think so. I think he's famous enough. They might not remember Borat or Ali G, but one of their girlfriends might be older and be able to tell them about it.
Talladega Nights, he was the gay French F1 racer. That's maybe where that demo found him.
I've never seen
you
that
never saw
film. No, but that sounds like a slightly later starting point, which would be good for him as far as face recognition goes.
Face card.
His face card recognition.
Ali G's face card did not decline, mama.
Never.
So good for them. Come on the pod. Not you, guy from The Office though. Krasinski, you're a twat.
Well, Krasinski, I want to preserve him as Jim. I've never seen him in anything else. Like I don't. What's he? He's John Wick now. I think.
I think that he does movies now where he's sort of like
big movies.
I'm the lone patriot fighter, and he's like, I don't know him. I don't know. Everyone gets too hunkified. Like all these guys, once you hit a certain age, they have the midlife crisis. They get their Dak Shepard on. They get the $200,000 Ford Bronco Tesla remod, and then suddenly they can't turn around in an elevator because their fucking shoulders and traps are so huge.
It's true.
It's overkill. But I mean, these are people who were maybe bullied in school as children.
I think they were
this
fine.
Is their one.
I think they're fine. I think that it's a money thing. I think it's you do gym. You're the aw shucks. Like maybe I would see this guy at a Pavement show, kind of guy next door, and then they offer you $50 million to get ripped to be in like 3 John Wick movies, and you're like, fuck it, why not? Mm-hmm. But it does sort of. You're right. The pressure to get absolutely jacked to make money in Hollywood. Once again, the patriarchy is striking, and I don't like it at all.
I don't know if it's to make money in Hollywood, because Krasinski is the only one who's really putting that body to work on camera.
Well, I mean, what's his name? The comedian that's not funny did it famously. What's his name?
Oh, Kumail. Kumail did it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Kumail did it for a movie. I think. Well, I'll say this. I think the impetus is always I have a role. After that, whether anybody sees the movie or not.
Well, okay. What about Dax? He ain't getting no roles, bro.
Dax, but he's on camera every day, and he's got his wife hates him, and he hates his wife, and he's got a co-host that's worse than me. So I feel sorry. So
he's like, I'm sitting on the couch. I'm trying to make Ellie Kemper cry while the stitching on my Buck Mason V-neck is falling out.
No, he ain't, bro. He wishes it was Buck Mason. That motherfucker wears plaid shirts that look like they're from Target. Dead ass. He's too rich. He looks like he's buying plaid shirts. There's a certain kind of cheapness to them that I can't pinpoint, and I don't know. I don't even know where he's. I saw a picture recently of Ashton Kutcher leaving one of those Beverly Hills delis that he was at for lunch.
Okay,
and he was dressed in a way that was so unbelievable. Like, to be that rich and good looking and look that bad is an effort. Like, I know these guys only wear clothes they get for free.
You said this is a New York deli?
No, L.A. It was like a Beverly Hills.
Okay, I just pulled it up. Ashton Kutcher spotted stepping out of Beverly Glen Deli.
Look at him.
Beverly
Look
Hills
at that outfit.
After enjoying a relaxed breakfast. Okay, so he has a Real Tree camo L.A. Dodgers hat. Check.
That's the best thing he's got on. That's the number one piece of the fit.
He's got a pink hoodie of unknown brand. It's a soft kind of pastel pink, maybe the type you'd see with the Glossier logo on it. And then,
he wishes the Glossier merch nicer than this.
Glossier hoodie would be a step up, is what
step up.
And then a little kind of khaki Carharty chore coat, I guess that would be.
But again, it's like a chore coat he got from the sales section at Huckberry. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
It's one of those chore coats where if you get it for Christmas, you're like, oh, thanks, well, like you almost got there, like that guy. Yeah, but Ashton Kutcher has, let's call it $700 million. I don't know.
Yeah, savvy tech investor. He's not. We don't just know him from film and TV and Punk'd. He's made his fortune.
He's got the graphic designer hiking boots and some just plain weird khakis where the
awful fit. They got the
tapering on them is all wrong for his.
It's just a crazy
long physique.
It's a full crazy. Like, I know these guys don't care, and I respect that, but there's a way to not care in a jeans and a t-shirt like a normal person, because that starts to the mix of fabrics here is so flammable that I feel like it's unsafe,
literally and metaphorically,
to drive one of his electric cars because it could combust. Like, it's so crazy what he looks like. I couldn't. That picture somehow shocked me more than most celebrity.
Shocked me to the core. Okay.
Thank you to our Backgrid family for providing that. My favorite.
B-grid, throw your B's up. But let's say he's a few years older than we are. We'll call him late 40s, probably, something like that.
Yeah.
He's been living in LA for decades. He's been famous. He has millions and millions and millions of dollars. You're a full-grown adult man. You're going out to eat in Beverly Hills, regardless of your status in the world, how much money you got in the bank or how famous you are and how many people are going to want to take a picture with you. Just straight up dressing normally to go to a restaurant in Beverly Hills.
I didn't even think about the
he's dressed like he's like bopping down to the bodega to get his BEC the Aki way or whatever. Like, oh, so hungover, I'm gonna get my blue Pedialyte and go home and watch I Love LA, binge it, whatever. But he's getting into his G-Wagon and going to Beverly Hills and dress like he's in line to get a Plan B in Missouri.
I know he does look like, dude. He looks like he's at the CVS trying to get a Plan B and a flyover city. That's exactly what. But I just don't understand what the like. It seems harder.
Let me get 2 while we're here. Actually,
Oh, you sell them legally here? All right, I'll get 2. It seems to me that look that in him and Dax, homies, they have a similar look. It feels like effort is being put in. But I just don't know where. Like, is Mila Kunis saying, "Oh yeah, that looks good, babe"? Is there a style? Like, who is encouraging that? It's crazy because he's such a good-looking guy. I mean, he's literally a corn-fed hunk model.
Yeah.
That that's why he exists. He famously, and I'm sure you mimicked this look. He made the "Jesus is my homeboy" T-shirt a must-have.
I almost wore that. For the GQ 90s theme Marty, but it was more 2003. Yeah, it was more.
It's 2000.
Yeah, him and Timberlake,
classic though.
Cleaned up. I mean, Carolyn, she had like when I first met her and like went over to her house, she had a poster and it was from I forgot. It was like from a YSL show that was at like the Hollywood Palladium, like kind of early days, whatever it was, when he was still kind of like a babyface model, and like. He was maybe at the time maybe the hottest man on earth.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like when he was like a 19-year-old model, just 6'2", buff, and just whatever that face was,
No, he's very. That's my problem. That's also my problem. I think when you have what it takes from a genetic standpoint, no Sydney Sweeney, it feels like you should be able to put on the right T-shirt and the right pair of pants and the right shoes. You know what I mean? I'm not asking you to wear a suit or a tuxedo. I understand you're going to a casual lunch with an agent, but I just feel like it feels purposeful, is what I'm saying. The way that Taylor Swift dresses bad on purpose, this feels like that in its own different way.
Interesting, yeah. The Taylor Swift,
it's crazy.
Yeah, the way she was dressing back then. Currently you're just like this. There's no way that this isn't all planned and strategized.
Yeah, I don't think Ashton Kutcher is trying to look relatable to a teenage girl. Like, is he trying to look relatable to the guys that live in Austin? Like, I don't know what sense. I just don't know who he's dressing for.
Hey, man, the Hollywood world is tricky and treacherous. They'll pluck you from obscurity and turn you into a monster.
Well, that's what we forget, I think, is that all of these people are dorks. They're not musicians. They haven't been beasting in the underground and like loving counterculture for their entire lives. They're like hotties that played high school football.
They hit the genetic
Yeah.
They hit the genetic lottery.
They did. They really did.
Lottery. Okay, let's see here. We were talking about Substack earlier. Charlie is a Substacker.
I know. I loved it.
That.
I loved it. People were like, "She can't rap." I'm like, "Shut up, dude. This is one of the." I think that's a great example of Substack being the only option out there if someone like to distribute something. Like that's what it. But I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was fun to read. I thought it was straightforward. I don't know.
Yeah,
I like that she didn't charge for it.
Yeah, I mean, I always like in a time where it's very, very rare to see. I always love it, and I hope if it happens to me one day, I will do that. But when people get famous and then talk about it because it's entertaining to everyone else.
Yeah.
And I guess like comedians kind of do it because they're a little more like open and like less to lose and just whatever. But when celebrities and famous people who are doing amazing, interesting things talk about it because they know everyone wants to hear about it and it's super entertaining and it's like, wow, that's crazy. Tell me these crazy stories about when you're on this private jet and then this happened and blah, blah, blah. And then versus so many other celebs are just like, I'm just like so stupid. I'm like, I don't even know 2 + 2 and I just magically got this job and I'm so lucky and I really don't deserve, like tell me some fucking crazy shit, bro. Talk about it. Be open about it.
You can't, I mean, it's a different, I think that she has been able to cultivate a relationship with her fans that will allow for that. And most people haven't. Like if Ariana Grande did that, it would ruin her career. Yeah. You know what I mean? If Ariana Grande was like, Cynthia Rivio is actually a bitch, like, fuck this shit, I'm doing Wicked for the bread, like, it wouldn't fly in the same way. It just wouldn't.
Get them some bread over there on the set at Wicked, huh? No gluten-free either.
Has there ever been anything less cool than Wicked? I cannot wrap my head. I hate it so much. I hate hearing about it. I wish I didn't know anything about it.
What's the straight equivalent of Wicked, do you think?
NFL Red Zone package. I don't even know. Like I have no idea what this
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory is straight, but it doesn't. Yeah, maybe honestly something like that is like sort of just like part of culture without you never noticed it or you never thought about it, but you know everything about it because you've been forced to learn by having eyes. You know,
I'm gonna look it up right now. See what good old ChatGPT has to say.
Them pretending to like each other is their best acting job. That's the best acting they're ever going to do. It's not even that believable, but it's the best acting.
Okay, look, bro. I asked ChatGPT what is the equivalent of the Broadway play Wicked, but for straight people, and it says Hamilton.
Yeah. Okay.
A massive, universally appealing blockbuster musical, a cultural juggernaut. Bada bing.
Bada bang.
Yeah, because like Lion King isn't dorky. It's just Lion King, you know?
Dude, I gotta forget about Hamilton. What an awful blemish in our culture. What a fucking crazy, like, we should never have made him famous. Giving Lin-Manuel Miranda fame and money is one of the biggest mistakes we've made. That's up there with electing Trump for me.
And I would get mad because he would appear on like Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Everywhere.
Because he would infiltrate into these, you know, our nation's great minds, and endear himself to them somehow. You know, it was like some type of little scam that you would fall for quietly and not talk about it. Like,
I will give him credit though; he seems to have sort of disappeared, or at least he made his money and knew maybe that he had oversaturated the marketplace.
Smart. Most people don't know how to do that. Yeah, so good job, Charlie. Thank you for writing that. We need more stacking like that. You want to talk about the 100 grams of protein bowl at Sweetgreen? A lot of people were like, you're talking about this on the podcast. If you don't, what does your podcast even mean, you know? I
didn't read the GQ story, but I love the guy, the guy just being like, I ate the Sweetgreen 100-gram protein bowl and regretted it. Like he looked sick from the after picture. Mm-hmm. I mean,
some people can't handle 100 grams of protein in one sitting, especially if you're a guy in a cubicle all day. It's more of a power lifter's meal, right?
Well, that was the question I was going to ask you. I don't know anything about the only grams I know about aren't protein, but I don't really understand. Like, obviously, based on the response, 100 grams is an extreme amount. That is not. But when I'm watching all these buff guys eat their fucking ground beef and cottage cheese and shit, like, is 100 grams light or is 100 grams? You know what I'm saying? Is 100 grams light for a real one, or you know what I don't know where it falls.
I think 100 grams in one meal is a lot.
Okay,
it's excessive, and I think it's the type of thing where only certain people who need that much fuel for their fire should be consuming.
Sure, and most people, yeah, like you said, most people that work at KPMG don't need that. Like, this is for professional athletes, basically, is what it sounds like. But
either that or just like, you know, you're a large person, or you require, you know, a lot of fuel because of your job, whatever it might be, and not necessarily a CrossFit instructor.
Yeah, you know those. Yeah, you know those construction workers are hitting Sweetgreen for the $30 100-gram protein bowl, and
you gotta have something to wash down the 7-Eleven breakfast pizza.
What is so what's in it? Is it all chicken? Is there a mix?
Let's see here. I'm not sure.
I haven't looked at. I've tried to avoid it because it kind of grosses me out.
Right, that much protein. Pause. Right.
Just the idea of. I just think that eating like that, as we said in one of our chats, like eating like that is just so depressing to me. And the fact that it's become like, quote unquote, cool because it's like another trend on Instagram is just it's just gross.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is a little excessive, and I think, you know, for the people say you're supposed to have. For every pound of weight you have on your body, you should be eating that gram equivalent of protein.
Sure. So this is, in this case, okay. So in theory, a 200-pound man.
So if you weigh 200 pounds, you should be having. You have to do this, but you know, spread out. That's spread out through the entire day. That's breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. And that's you really cramming that stuff in because your body is really,
of course,
you know, expelling so much energy.
But what's in the bowl?
I'm trying to freaking find it. I can't find it.
I'm going to look at the story. I'm going to look at the GQ story from Tyler Chin here. Hold on. I love this quote. It's so good. However familiar the parts of this concoction, its sum was still impressive. At the risk of being obvious, 106 grams of protein is a lot of fucking protein.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. I learned the Power Max protein bowl includes 4 portions of roasted chicken, 2 portions of quinoa, 2 portions of spicy broccoli, and 2 portions of green goddess ranch.
Got it. Okay.
So basically, they remixed it. They took ingredients they already had on hand and made it protein maxing.
Yes. And I think that, I mean, I'm sure it was because a lot of, workout people who need a lot of protein for the crazy workout they just did are going in there and saying, let me get 4 servings of chicken, the same way they'll do it at Chipotle or wherever else,
I wonder
broccoli is, it's a great, healthy, nutritious fiber. Quinoa.
Quinoa tastes. Quinoa is up there with matcha as far as tasting like dirt, but I understand it has a place in the world.
People are afraid of rice nowadays. People are still afraid of rice.
I just found but I think that the Chipotle thing, and I've never experienced it, but it seems like it's sort of the reason why that is popular is because it's been sort of gamified online. It's not on the actual menu.
Right.
Like people just go in there and order like that. So it became like a trend.
I think so, yeah.
Which seems like a smarter approach than marketing this, because now Sweetgreen's only going to get killed for this because it's gross.
Maybe yes, maybe no. I mean, the problem, I feel like the main issue that I see with it is the same the same thing that happens with every like fast casual or fast food restaurant, where the plating and the imagery and the marketing materials varies wildly from the actual product that you receive. When people do like, here's what I got at McDonald's and here's the ad that sold me on it, and one of them looks like it's been run over by a car and one of them looks mouthwatering and delicious. When you make the food look really that mouthwatering and delicious and perfect on your marketing images, and then you get that viral thing that you're selling to go viral, and you realize it's not very photogenic or video friendly.
But that's every fast. You go to Wendy's, it ain't looking like that either.
I know, like I was saying, it's every fast food restaurant and fast casual restaurant, because it's just when you're that big, what actually is going to come out. It's impossible to have control over.
Yeah, definitely.
Every single thing. Chef doesn't get to wipe the plate with his little towel for every kale Caesar that goes flying out off the robotic line.
I guess as a person who spent a lot of time in Sweetgreen in New York City, I ain't ever seen a surplus of guys that look like they need 106 grams of protein at lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it leans a little more feminine and maybe just a little smaller in general body size. But obviously my sample set is only from one location, so who am I to say? Maybe Midtown's a totally different ballgame.
Totally different ballgame, Chris. Go to the Sweetgreens I'm hanging out in. It's good-looking, attractive men who are really heavy, big guys. Not heavy from fat. Muscle actually weighs more than fat. Did you know that?
Huge guys. We should talk about Don linking up with Maybach Zoe.
Donald Trump and Zohran Mamdani.
Yeah, they had a nice little link. I think it's cool that
they had a key in the Oval,
that Trump folded like a napkin.
Right.
Do you think, because I've seen so many people talking about it and why they think he did this, and I don't know if I have a theory or an answer, or if he just likes winners. That's the best.
Like why Trump invited him, or why Mamdani agreed to go? I'm
saying why he sort of made it. No, he has to invite him and Mamdani has to go. Like both of those things are true. But I'm saying, why do you think it was so friendly and not contentious? And do you think that was something Trump was advised on, or do you think he just straight up likes winners and doesn't give a fuck and is happy to
right?
Like, is it better for him to be nice to him? I don't really understand the reasoning.
Yeah, I mean there could be a few different options. There could be, he really believes that this guy is oozing riz and charm, and he was legitimately wooed and won over by Zohran because he's an enigmatic personality. Perfect politician, and that's just what he does. He was even easily able to take down Donald Trump. There's some of that, my brain went to, not so much did Trump's team or the powers that be advise him to make this copacetic, but more so the drugs that he is given at certain times of the day in certain dosages. Maybe they gave him they sprinkled a little bit of Molly water or a little Tusi or something in there just to make his mood a little more jovial and agreeable, and just kind of like, hey, it's all good, man. I have a cigarette? No, your friend can have a cigarette too. Man. It's all good. Like that kind of.
I wonder. I mean, it feels, because I know that Don is getting murdered on cost of living.
Yeah, and that's the third. The third thing is like, is my sinking ship gonna be able to float a few more months if I tie my buoy to this guy's boat, because he's zooming right now all the way down to Venezuela.
Those two hamming it up though is really funny, and I love that JD Vance had a stomach bug. He said he might have a stomach. That's the literal quote. I might have a stomach bug to avoid meeting.
I might have to wash my hair that day.
Is so fucking funny to say I might have a
stomach bug.
It's
is
so good. It's so good.
It's good to have these reminders that our government is run by people with middle school level social skills and strategies.
All of it is so funny, and I think to some people it's not surprising. To other people, it was just a great moment of everybody sort of being surprised.
Well,
in a way.
Who do you think it's hurting more? Do you think the MAGA Trumpers are more upset?
MAGA,
or do you think
MAGA
all
Trumpers.
the libtards are more upset that he's hobnobbing with their enemy?
I think that they don't love that. Jimmy Kimmel and his wife don't love that, but they also know that it's the president. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, you have to. You know what I mean? That's sort of like I don't know how you avoid building with the president if you're the mayor of the most important city in the world and you are trying to get things done.
Yeah.
Like, obviously you're not going to see eye to eye, but part of being a politician is that, and we've forgotten this in the last 10 years, but
it's politicking.
Yeah, they're literally politicking. But I don't.
Yo, what's your math, Don?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So you think it's more damaging to Trump than to Maybach Zoe?
I think yes. I think the real Trump lovers are like, what the fuck is he doing talking to this illegal, is the vibes.
Do you think that Trump knows that that's going to happen? This illegal. Do you think Trump knows that's going to happen and he's doing it as a smokescreen to have people talking about anything but the Epstein files?
Epstein's already over. I think people, besides people,
he's putting his head on a stake.
I think it's
one of his heads.
Yeah. I don't think it's a distraction. I think it's like something that had to happen. And he handled it. Yeah. This is the right. I don't know if he was advised on this, but this was the right thing to do. Like, you can't have him come to the White House after he just had that level of victory, and you've seen the way people love him, and then you make fun of him to his face. And Mondani knew the same too. He knew the same. Like, I'm not going to come in here and be like, yo, your hands are fat and you got bruises and your hair looks like shit. Like, you know what I mean? They both sort of.
They're both successful politicians because they both knew they have to show up for this, and this is going to happen.
Yeah,
this is part
honestly,
of the game.
Yes.
And that's why J.D. Vance is not a real politician, because he said, I might have a stomach bug that day.
I had something weird last night.
That's why he was mean girling.
Yeah, he said, I think.
Well, do you think that if Zohran, if Biryani Mamdani was the president, roles are reversed. If he was president and Donald was just running New York City, not all of Saudi Arabia, I mean, the other way around, only the mayor of New York, would Don refuse to go tap in at the Oval Office, or would he even him?
Great question.
The most okay.
I think everybody knows the president is the president, and you sort of, if you get the invite to the White House, you ain't hurting anybody but yourself if you don't go.
Okay, well, I will push back on that. The Philadelphia Eagles, my Eagles, go Eagles! After they won the Super Bowl in 2018. They did not go visit the White House with Trump. Golden State Warriors, 2017. Old Steph.
They're not politicians,
true,
though.
But I mean, I'm saying people will refuse to go. These are all people.
I don't think politicians are in a position to refuse to go if you're trying to get something done. It's the president of the United States. A football player with nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a fuck? I don't give. Like, that tradition is stupid. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, why? I wouldn't want to do that anyway. Whoever the president is. I think if you're impressed with meeting the president, you got problems.
Yeah. So when Tom Brady thinks he has a stomach bug, it's less impactful.
I just don't. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, athletes aren't smart. I don't care what they do I don't care what they
Almost
do at
all
all.
of them.
I don't care what they do at all,
Almost
but
all
I
of them.
definitely don't care what they do when they're not on the field or the court.
Damn, I got a good quote. Larry Bird, after he won, I don't know what year, but Reagan was in office. NBA star Larry Bird declined an invitation to visit Ronald Reagan, saying, "If the president wants to see me, he knows where to find me."
Okay, that is very cool. And Larry
Let
Bird,
that white boy cook.
Larry Bird has sent that to his publicist after he had 14 Coors Lights too. So it's not that's coming from a good place. I wanted to talk
He
about
said that right after he punched another mirror.
I wanted to Oh, Larry, no one hated Larry more than Larry hated himself. I want to talk about this Marty Supreme merch infection
Okay.
that's going on. So we've talked about Timmy's sort of generational press run that he's been on. He's kind of, he's done everything. He's done it, I would say, almost perfectly. Topping it all off with the Drewski Could Have Been Records auditions, which is the coolest thing anyone could do. But the merch and selling the merch to the dorks that would buy it feels like a rare misstep in the Timmy verse.
Right.
And I do you feel the same? Because to me, obviously, Kid Cudi wearing it is not cool, but Tom Brady wearing it is funny and cool. But as soon as you see it on the streets of Bushwick, to me, it makes the movie feel less cool.
Yeah, it makes me want I want that to happen after I've seen the movie, not before. I think that's the differential kind of thing. Because back in our unk-ass era, a movie would come out and then it would hit, and then everyone would start dressing that as that and doing the Halloween costume and quoting it and blah, blah, blah. We didn't know so much about a film before it came out. You watch the trailer in the movie theater or on TV and you say, that looks good, I want to see it. The lead up and the rollout and the amount of work that has to be done to get a movie just out of the red, the whole thing is fucked out, and all the juices have been squeezed out of the whole property before it even plays.
No, that's that part. There's just more places to do press. You know what I mean? Obviously, like you got to go do fucking Hot Ones and Subway takes, and now New York Times Cooking has the fake Tiny Desk.
Yeah. Well, long story short, you have to ruin a film just to have it be a financial success.
But do you have to sell something? That's the question. Selling yourself and trying to sell what you're promoting is a classic. That's how the world works. This new edition of making money is different because it didn't exist before, really.
Mm-hmm. Well,
definitely not in the way it does now.
Well, you mentioned it doesn't make the movie less cool when you see somebody walking around with them in Bushwick or whatever with that merch. Is it more excusable when you see them walking around in Oklahoma City or Portland, Oregon, or a more tertiary market where you're like, oh, this makes sense?
Well, I don't think they could get it. I don't think they sold it online. I think it was only in New York.
Okay.
That's the other thing. Yes,
right.
It would in theory. I just don't think that, I don't know. For me, obviously, I don't need to be a part of a movie subculture. Like, I don't think that's cool. Like, I don't, it just doesn't resonate with me at all. But I thought that when he was wearing it and it was like, what's going on? Like, we talked about here, I thought it might actually be Supreme.
Yeah.
Because that's how popular he is at this point.
And it looks like something that Supreme would make.
And it's so cool. And then you come to find out it's not that. And then I saw a guy on the street literally in Brooklyn wearing it with a little fucking, with a little mullet and his Carhartts on. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, this just went from the most anticipated film. It still is, of course, but I just don't know if, I don't know. I just feel like
I'll still go see it, but I will be less excited about seeing it, and I might be a little more, I might have the hoodie up as I'm walking out of the theater. I might be a little more embarrassed.
When I saw Tom Brady post on Instagram, I was like, this is so funny and cool. Tom Brady wearing it, like, that's so weird and stupid. Like, that's really funny. But as soon as there's a lineup for it and it's like people that are just thirst, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the right thing to do. You could have just put it online after the movie comes out and you still would have made the same amount of money, if not, 10 times more, because it was a wider audience.
I think it's the power of Timmy. I think he knows
Definitely.
how to get this stuff done, and unfortunately some of it is not cool and it's dorky. And then the gatekeepers have been like, cool, we've been losing billions of dollars every year for the last few years.
Might as well put a dent in
Let's let this fucking kid's ideas let her rip. See what this guy's got.
Yeah, let's.
And the problem is it's working. He's just saying like, oh, why don't you just do it this way instead? And they're like, oh, well, I couldn't sleep at night if I did that. And he's like, whatever, who cares? And the rest of the world is like, yeah, whatever, who cares?
And he's right. I mean, that's the problem. He's definitely right. He's totally right.
But then the problem is Timmy, as long as he stays a good-hearted young man, everything will be fine. But if he realizes his power and he sort of doesn't need MGM and Paramount and Warner Brothers or A24 or anything, he can just say like, hey, Tom Brady, give me $100 million. I have a dope idea for this movie. And he's like, all right, bet, let's do it. Run it up. And he's like, I'll promote the whole thing and it'll be guaranteed. And everyone's like, cool, great. And now why do I need a movie studio?
I mean, making a movie is a lot of fucking work. It's the same way people are like, I want to be on a major because they do.
Would you rather get paid by Timothée Chalamet or, Jeff Bezos?
Well, this is what I've talked about musicians. They're like, I'm going to have to pay somebody to do the work, so I'd rather the record label handle it than me have to deal with it every day. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody, like it's not like I can't.
Hey, hire an accountant.
I mean, sure. If I just don't think that. I think that is an extreme example, but I also think that Timmy will. I mean, eventually something is got to give. Like you can't have hit after hit. Nobody does. This is not. This will be a hit. This will definitely be a hit. I have no question.
It'll be a hit if his SD Kid rapping career takes off. It might hurt his screenplay green lighting and things like that.
I also wanted to talk to you about your buddy Donald Glover, musician, actor, loser. He played. I saw somebody call Flog Gnaw NAW, which is pretty funny yesterday. And I guess he had some health issues, and that's why he had been like, whatever. He hadn't polluted the world with any more Childish Gambino, but he made some canceled trading cards for the merch stand, and it's Diddy, R. Kelly, and Target. But then Drake is also featured, and I thought Drake was
okay. Now I know why you've got a little extra venom for my man Gambino.
Well, no, I've always hated Donald Glover. That's on record. But I think that Drake obviously is out of favor after losing the battle to Kendrick Lamar. There's no question there. But I don't think he belongs in the rankings with Diddy and R. Kelly and Target, for Christ's sake.
I love your Victorian logic. I'm not canceled. I'm simply out of favor.
I don't understand. I mean, doesn't that feel a little extreme? Does it feel like? I mean, he's had
It's a shot. He's taking a shot.
Donald Glover can't take a shot at anybody. Come on, bro.
He just did. What's Drake gonna do about it?
He's shooting blanks. I mean, Donald Glover is one of the least cool people to ever exist in the Hollywood canon. But and people say the same thing about Drake. But Donald Glover's had a couple songs that people like, and Drake's had 100. I don't understand why you would classify him with people that are in jail. That's all I'm saying. You could say he sucks, but yeah. I don't know if he belongs in the same arena.
Okay, well, don't come for my Kells. Okay, he's a real singer, not like your little Aubrey. But I think that when we're attacking other people, when we're creating these quote unquote beefs that may or may not be real or fake or fabricated,
we don't know anything about that.
That's something I was thinking about recently about like we need to do more open like podcast beefs because I mean that's what every other industry is doing to move their needles. And
well, how much time do you have? I can explain to you that Akash Singh is being cucked by his wife from Flagrant 2, but I don't know if our listeners want to hear about that.
I don't know any of those words. Those words are not in the Bible.
It's cool. You should. I'll send you a link. It's a pretty funny thing. But
okay.
I agree. Every other industry does benefit from this.
So if he's having a harmless beef with somebody, first of all, he's punching up. Which is why it's trust me, at the top it isn't lonely. Drake is at the top still. So if you're gonna send shots to somebody, that's punching upwards, not punching down. So most people are gonna be okay with it. If he's coming for a young broke rapper, people are gonna be like, that's not cool, Donald Glover. You have millions of dollars. So there's that part, and then also, he made $80,000 selling. Drake is a canceled playing cards at a music festival at Dodger Stadium. So
hey, totally.
That's funny.
No, I think it's funny.
I mean, I'm not defending. I'm only playing childish advocate just for the sake of good
chill. I think he's
podcasting.
trying to say that Drake is a childish advocate, and that's the problem. chill. But I just
What a kid's at.
But it is funny. No, of course it's funny. It's hilarious.
Wagwan with the children. That's what he says down in St. Bart's.
It's hilarious. It's very, very funny. But I was just like, this guy, like, who's buying that? Do you know what I mean? It's definitely funny, but I don't know if he made 80,000.
A lot of people are going to buy that. A lot of people.
I don't know. I think they'd buy sadly, they'd rather wear a Childish Gambino hoodie so people can see it than keep their canceled cards in their notebooks.
Look, I'm just talking about merch markups.
Canceled cards.
You know,
it's funny. It's funny. It's really fucking funny. I have to give him credit on that.
And he said he had like a heart attack or a stroke,
seizure.
And then he went.
Oh no, he had a stroke. Yes, you're right. It was a stroke.
He had a stroke. He went to the hospital, and they're like, "Yeah, bad man, you had a stroke," kind of thing. Which is, you know, I hope if I ever have one, it'll be one of those things where you find out afterwards, and not where you have to go to the ambulance.
I mean, he's very young for a stroke, but I guess when you're making you know, when you're under that much pressure, things will come for you a little quicker.
Yeah, and he had a quote that said like, until you see your second life, you don't realize that you only have one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sad that
which is
I'm
like
upset.
it's a very Gambino thing to say.
I'm sad that happened to him because it's scary, but he's still somehow the corny. He can even make that sound corny and not harrowing, which is that's a skill in itself. I went to see Geese at Brooklyn Paramount, which I hadn't been to Brooklyn Paramount. It is very fucking nice.
Okay.
But so I go to Brooklyn Paramount.
It looked like I saw some photos. Big ass room. Yeah.
They did 2 nights. I went to night 2. It was yes, it's big. And I was upstairs with a bunch of friends of the show. Were in the building.
Was the balcony powered by any brands, or was it just regular old VIP?
I think it was just regular. I didn't see any signage.
Good.
Well, first of all, Willie, who manages Geese and Cameron, his dad, he introduced me to his dad.
There wasn't like an airmail lounge up there or anything.
I don't think not at the Geese show. Willie introduced me to his dad, and his dad, who's like a full-grown adult man, like I think lives in New York City, was like, "Wait, Chris Black from How Long Gone?" And I was like,
"Whoa.
Yeah, man." And he goes, "Oh yeah, I really like the episodes when you guys have a guest."
Wow. That's some shots, bro.
And Willie was like, "Dad, you're out of fucking pocket." It was so funny. It was so funny because the dad definitely thought he was being really nice. He did not understand. It was so funny. I really appreciated it.
Okay, did you catch his name? I don't remember.
I don't know. I did not catch his name. I mean,
Daddy, if you're listening right now, you're the first person who's ever said that. Usually people say...
That's what I told him. I was like...
Usually the real fans are like, we love it, the one-on-one episodes more so, you don't need to be talking to another bitch-ass writer about another bitch-ass book. And this guy's like, hey, you guys kind of suck. The little first 15 where you guys talk about your little collagen powders and Barry's boot camp. That shit's stupid. When you talk to Liz Fair about what her kids had for dinner,
well, that's what I want.
Let's go.
The good stuff. So I'm standing at
hey, man.
Geese starts playing, and I'm standing there. Kenny Bloom,
producer of the Geese record,
producer of the Geese. It's
basically
album.
Like you're hanging out with Suge Knight at the Chronic tour of 2001.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for making it.
It's an audio podcast. Gotta get visual with it.
All right, so I'm with Kenny, and we haven't seen each other in a while, so we're just chopping it up, talking. You know what I mean? And we're kind of standing a little bit behind everyone who's really locked in.
So is this while the band is playing, or in between songs?
This is while the band is playing.
Okay,
this is while the band is playing. Kenny and I are catching up, and a gentleman standing next to me. And let me describe him for you. He of course had a little mullet, and he was wearing a chore coat that probably was like of an Urban Outfitters level. And then I think this says it all, Jason. He had a canned IPA in the pocket of his chore coat open. So he didn't have to hold it. So he placed the beer into his pocket as sort of a holding, instead of having to use his hands.
Very Geese show coded behavior.
Very Geese show. He leaned over to me and said, "Hey man, could you guys be quiet? I really like this band and I've been looking forward to this show for a long time." And I was so taken aback that I didn't have time to be like, shut up, bitch. You know what I mean? I didn't have time to say anything. And then I realized that if I would have been alone or with someone else, I'm very glad I was with Kenny and I didn't embarrass him. Since he is the architect,
okay.
It would have been bad if I called this guy a name or told him to get the fuck out of my face like I normally would have.
So we're taking this as a win.
Yeah. We're exactly.
Chris successfully knew how to act in this situation, and you're proud of yourself.
I'm more disappointed in the guy for not understanding that you cannot say that to someone at a loud ass, like this is a band playing on a giant stage. You know what I mean? We're not the symphony. This isn't this isn't the
They're
ballet.
howling, they're screaming, they got bombs in the car, everyone's
People
yelling.
are moshing. You know what I mean? Half the crowd is on cocaine.
Right.
This isn't the right environment to shush someone. And I was just kind of stunned.
Okay, so you and Kenny beats a couple of tall guys. So are you able to go lean into the ear and tell things?
We were doing that.
Because
we weren't just screaming into the void.
Yeah, because you are not a concert yeller, and I don't think Kenny is unless he's gone off the hen.
No. Yeah. He said that maybe at the Rico Nasty show the behavior is different, but at the Geese show
a little bit different.
He knows how to. So we're having.
So you guys are leaning in, talking directly into someone's ear, while a very loud band is playing on a huge sound system.
Yes, and I would never be like I would never want to disrespect someone playing. I do think that's rude, and I wouldn't want to do that. But I think this guy was bitch made and felt like hey bro, if you want to have the private Geese concert, get your money up. This ain't where you're at, bro. If you want to get the invite to the Chase Sapphire private Geese show where they covered Leonard Cohen or whatever, you better. But he was in VIP, but I guess he wasn't VVVIP. So I was a little. I didn't know what. I just feel like I don't ever when and you don't either. When someone's watching TikTok without headphones on a fucking airplane or a train, you don't say anything because you don't want to get into a fight.
Right.
You recognize it, but you don't say anything because it's like, who knows what's going to happen? I don't want to get hit in the head with a DS2, And he's
behaving like somebody who hasn't been really checked before.
Exactly. The confidence this guy had with telling
he's from New Hampshire
to stop talking when a fucking loud band is playing that audacity. I would never do that under any circumstance. I would simply scoot over. Because everyone gets to have their own experience at the show. It's like it doesn't, you know what I mean? It's just like you can't police that kind of behavior at a venue with 3,000 people in it.
Yeah, there's two modes. You either take the high road and say, you know what, these guys are annoying me.
Yeah,
I've really been looking forward to this Geese show, and I got blah blah blah, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to walk 10 feet in any direction and get away from them, and I will never have to think about these two people ever again. The other option is you have to confront them in a offensive way. You have to say, can you guys shut the fuck up? I'm trying to watch this show. Like you can't just say like, hey guys,
you can't hit me with the soft boy therapy speak when
there's nothing in the middle. It has to be like, I am ready. I'm so upset about this that if it comes to it, I'm okay with fighting, or I'm just going to walk away because this person's annoying the shit out of me. It could be two guys talking. It could be a drunk guy puking and you just want versus just like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like you just walk away.
If he would have said that, I would have been like, all right. You're right. If he's like, hey, Big Bird, shut the fuck up, I'd be like, all right,
guys, can we shut up? I'm trying to watch the show.
If
you say it like that, you're like, all right, respect.
It was just a very interesting. It really put me off.
But I think young people, oftentimes social situations, because of whatever reasons that they've been brought up with and everything that they've consumed and been learned and taught and all that stuff, there's just certain like practices like that are, if we don't talk about them, are going to be lost. Just like how we have to preserve the recipes of our ancient forefathers.
We have to preserve the recipes of social behavior.
Yeah. Because it's like, hey guys, we figured out how to do this like thousands of years ago. Here's how you do it. It works every time. And then people are like, but that runs the risk of being offensive. And then everyone's like, yeah, who cares?
Yeah, if he said this to like a drunk fucking barista, best case scenario was saying it to me and Kenny, honestly. Best case scenario.
I mean, I would have just been giggling the whole time. That would have been me.
I did. Well, Kenny was like, "Oh, I thought that was your homeboy," and I was like, "I would never hang out with somebody who would say something like that." First and foremost, he was like, "I literally thought that guy was your friend and was saying that to you because you knew each other." Mm-hmm. And I was like, "You wish you would hope that would be the only reason to talk like that to a stranger."
And now I'm wondering if there has been a situation where I had a can of beer in my jacket pocket like that. I'm sure it's happened before.
Maybe if you're apple picking upstate, your hands are full or whatever.
I was thinking a little more Godspeed You Black Emperor show, but
Okay,
we can do apple picking. Yeah,
either. Well, those are two sides of the same coin.
Mm-hmm.
This is the guy that was at the Godspeed You Black Emperor show with the beer in his jacket is the same guy now that's going apple picking with the beer in his jacket. That's the thing.
You move from maple syrup to apple cider.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Really makes you think.
It was a Quebecois to a upstate New York pipeline.
We gotta tap the Rockies.
Couple other things. You mentioned Jimmy Kimmel earlier. His wife and Bill Maher got a little tiff going on. See, this is part of the beef that I was talking about, moving the needle.
I mean,
so basically, Kimmel or Bill Maher was calling her out for
because she's on her like disown all family members that disagree with you politically.
She said it ain't nothing to cut a family member off if they're full MAGA, because we're clearly in a fight against Donald Trump, who's trying to cancel my family's show.
I mean,
which I think is a fine thing to defend and stand up for. But then I read more, and she gave these certain family members like a 10-question
it's crazy
ultimatum document, and basically like, if you did not pass this quiz or whatever, adios kind of thing.
How do we get to a point where you can't like have a holiday meal with someone you don't agree with for an hour and a half?
Fox News, I guess.
No, totally. And I'm sure that her family members are awful.
Red Scare?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I also just don't talk to them then. Why does it have to be like a thing? Like if you don't want to talk to somebody, don't talk to them. You don't have to make it like.
So we're saying don't break up with your racist cousin, just ghost them.
Yeah, you don't have to like if somebody is that far down the rabbit hole, they ain't trying to hear from you anyway. They don't care what you have to say about it. Their mind isn't going to be changed, which is fine.
That's what I was thinking.
Don't go to the.
If you really are an anti-lib MAGA person, you should be stoked to not have to go. The only factor is like, I'm poor and they're rich, so every time we go over to their house,
imagine
we're living large.
Imagine being like living in a trailer park in Missouri, and your fucking cousin who's got $500 million and lives in Beverly Hills and husband is famous is sending you a fucking Google Doc questionnaire about your beliefs so she can decide whether she cuts you off or not. It's pretty crazy when you think about it that way.
It'd be cool. She sends you, it's your boarding pass. It's a QR code for your Delta One flight from Missouri International to LAX. But first, there's a little CAPTCHA. Yes, no, I'm not a robot. Just answer this a quick Google form, just 10 questions.
Dude,
and
that's
then
so funny.
If you answer it correctly, your boarding pass will be revealed.
We did rent the house in Cabo again for the holidays. Here's your ticket. Just click on this link, and if you answer a few questions, we can make sure to get you signed up. The chef is coming back. It's going to be super fun. It's
like it's in the realm of an NDA where you're like, hey, I'm going to invite you to Thanksgiving. Just initial here, sign here that you will not mention politics, January 6th, Pizzagate, blah, blah, blah. If so, you understand and agree by signing here that you will be asked to leave. You know what I mean? That's not that. I kind of like the idea of that almost.
I mean, it's funny. The whole thing is funny, but it's just so self-serious. And like it seems like you have to understand the point of privilege that you have to cut off family members. You know what? It just seems crazy to me to be that rich, and that's what you're worried about.
Yeah.
And that's what you're worried about.
But what is family in 2025? You know what I mean?
Who cares? If I have that much money, I'm dodging taxes. I don't give a fuck what my cousins are doing. I'm fucking taking up residence in Dallas and Nashville, so I don't have to fucking what are you worried about?
But I'm saying if since the dawn of man, family has been very important because that is your core group and your people. But now, because of the World Wide Web and social media, we all have our chosen families and people all over the world that we've become real family members with. So if a chunk of your blood literal family is like very racist and are awful people, or just you just don't like them for whatever reason and they don't like you, great, cut them off.
Yeah, you're on the private plane with Jennifer Aniston going to the beach. Like, you don't need to worry about your cut. Like, you're not changing their mind, they're not changing your mind. Let's just walk away. It's all good. It's all good. It doesn't need to be any more than that. Like,
and also if I'm a MAGA bro, just because your cousin fucked my sister doesn't mean I'm gonna ride or die for you. I don't really think Jimmy Kimmel's that funny.
No, definitely not. I don't think that
he was good on the Man Show.
He used to be good, and then he lost weight, and I don't know. It just didn't work. It doesn't work the same. He can't deliver the jokes the same.
Yeah, kept employing that chef who was on Epstein's plane 7,000 times.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, you're
a great pitmaster though.
Your hands ain't clean. Your hands ain't clean, Jimmy. Even though you're using the nicest soap over there in Brentwood,
covered in some of those beef rib sauce.
How long gone? Thank you guys for listening. Happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate. And we'll be back this week with a few podcasts to keep you occupied when you're with your MAGA family members.
I'm gonna eat a Sweetgreen protein bowl. I'm gonna show you how to do it all in one sitting, not like a little bitch.
Yeah, you can't take that shit back to the office refrigerator. You got to finish that shit in one sitting like a man.
Show you how it's done. And then lastly, one quick question, fashion wise, is there anything that you can do to de-itch a sweater? Not to go menswear guy on you, but if I just got a great sweater, J. Crew, vintage, XLT, fits me like a glove, perfecto, but it's got a little scratch to it.
Unfortunately, this is a Jason problem. You just got to nut up. It sucks. We've all dealt with it before. The only thing I can say, which is not really applicable for the Los Angeles temperatures, is wearing a long sleeve tee underneath it to keep you covered.
Condom layer. I'll do my Uniqlo heat tech.
Yeah, you could do a heat tech. Yeah, for sure.
It's a barely there layer. Actually, Skim should make like shirt condoms for itchy sweaters.
Itchy sweaters. Yeah, that's
Kim, I know you're listening.
It's a small but vocal group that are
put North on the phone.
Put Northy on the phone. She's in development. Great question though. All right, thank you for listening. HowLongGone.com is the website, and we will talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.
Cowards get it. They still wonder how I did it. Now y'all with it. These niggas see how I spit it. These bitches see how I kid it. You can hear my coupe a block away. Bitches be yelling, let me ride like they snooping Dr. Dre.